The person who never gives up understands that success is the reward for persistence, not perfection. They don't wait to feel ready. They don't wait for inspiration. They don't wait to have all the answers. They simply continue. And one day, they surpass everyone who started faster, who seemed more talented, who once looked more promising. If you want to become that person, you must change how you face adversity. Most people, when challenges arise, retreat and wait for things to get easier. But those who endure keep moving forward. Despite fear, fatigue, or a lack of motivation, they understand one simple truth: the only way out is through. Quitting brings temporary comfort but leaves long-term scars. Regret from not holding on will quietly haunt you. Every time you see someone succeed at what you once began, on the other hand, every time you choose to continue, even by a single step, you build inner resilience. You're proving to yourself, I am someone who follows through. So how do you cultivate the spirit of never giving up? First, eliminate the mindset of, I'll just try and see. When you say try, you've already allowed yourself the option to quit. People who never give up don't try, they commit. They declare to themselves, I will do this, no matter what happens. Second, accept that boredom and difficulty are part of the journey. There will be days when you feel like doing nothing, days when progress seems invisible. But those are the moments when consistency matters most, because it's in those moments that character is forged. Successful people aren't always motivated, they just do the work regardless of how they feel. And by continuing to act, they gradually regain momentum and turn it into powerful growth. Third, learn to stay connected to the process rather than obsessing over the result. When all you see is the finish line, you'll easily grow discouraged if results don't show. But if you learn to appreciate the journey, every small step, every quiet effort, you won't need a reason to keep going. The act itself, the progress itself becomes the reward. Those who never give up also know how to actively replenish their energy. They rest when needed, but they never abandon the path. They give themselves space to recover, not to surrender. They understand. Rest is not failure. It's part of the strategy of persistence. And most importantly, they build a new identity. Don't just say, I'll try not to quit. Say, I am the kind of person who never quits. From there, all your behaviors begin to align with that identity. You start to act like someone who is resilient. And with each consistent action, each day, your belief in yourself becomes unshakable. Remember, you don't need to win every day, but you do need to show up every day. You don't need to always move fast, but you do need to move forward just a little, every time, without stopping. The person who never gives up is the one who tries again the 100th time without bitterness over the 99 that failed. They are not broken by failure, they are strengthened by it. They don't see mistakes as the end, but as the raw material of growth. You can be that person, truly. You don't need more talent, you don't need to be extraordinary, you don't need to prove anything to anyone. You just need to keep going. Stay in the game. Don't walk away just because the results haven't shown up yet, because results are only given to those still standing when the last applause rings out. I don't know what you've abandoned in your past, but I do know this. If you choose to continue today, that past has no power over your future. And if you're still here, still listening to these words, you still have one thing left. A chance. A chance to become the person who never gives up. Will you be that person? If there's one single moment that can change a person's life forever, it's not reading a book, attending a course, or listening to a powerful speech. It's the moment you stop blaming, the very instant you let go of all the reasons why you haven't succeeded, haven't moved forward, or haven't changed, and instead choose to take 100% responsibility for your results. That is when real transformation begins. I know you've been through difficult times. Maybe you've lost opportunities, been betrayed, or lacked the support you needed. I get it. But let me ask you this. If you keep retelling that same old story to explain your current situation, will your future truly be any different? Or are you just locking yourself into an outdated version of you that you no longer believe in? Excuses like, I'm too busy, I don't know where to start. I'm not good enough yet. Or, this isn't the right time may sound reasonable, but let's be honest. They are just polished disguises for something deeper. Fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of change, fear of facing yourself. And here's the truth. Fear never really disappears. But you can choose to act in spite of it. You can look yourself in the mirror and say, I am the one responsible for my results. That's where your power begins. When you take full responsibility for your life, you stop being a victim. You become a creator. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? You begin to ask, what must I change to make sure this doesn't happen again? At that point, every mistake becomes a lesson. Every failure becomes feedback. Every struggle becomes a mirror for growth. You no longer need the world to change for you to succeed because you've begun changing yourself. You might say, but there are things I can't control. And that's true. You can't control the weather or what others think or the past. But you can absolutely control your response, your attitude, your decisions, and that's more than enough to rewrite the entire story of your life. I've met people who had every advantage and still failed because they were stuck in the habit of making excuses. On the other hand, I've seen people with almost nothing rise up, take ownership of every day, and move forward step by step. They don't ask, can I do this? They ask, what will I do next? That's the difference. Remember, every time you blame your circumstances, you hand over the steering wheel of your life to things you can't control. But when you take back full responsibility, you reclaim the power to lead. This doesn't mean you must do everything alone. It means you stop waiting for someone to rescue you. You stop needing permission to begin. You stop waiting for the world to become fairer before you take action. And when you act from a place of full responsibility, everything changes. Instead of thinking, I have to do this, you think, I choose to do this. You don't exercise because someone told you to. You do it because you respect yourself. You don't work because you fear losing your job. You work because you've chosen a life of meaning. Your actions are now powered by inner strength, not external pressure. Let me say this clearly. You don't need motivation to take responsibility. Motivation is a byproduct, not a prerequisite. It comes after action. When you clean the room you've been avoiding, when you send that email you've been delaying for a week, when you stand up and begin to change even one small thing, you're building motivation from your own commitment. And stop waiting for perfection. You will stumble, you will make mistakes, you will get lost at times. But if you keep getting back up and say, I'm responsible, you will never truly fail. Because you're playing the long game, and in that game, the only way to lose is to stop playing. Start asking yourself daily, what excuse am I using to delay what I need to do? Am I waiting for someone else to change so I can live more easily? Am I blaming the weather, my job, other people, or even my past just to avoid owning today? And after you've answered with radical honesty, erase every excuse. Get up. Do the next right thing. No inspiration needed. No waiting for a better tomorrow. Just action right now. The sooner you break the habit of excuse making, the sooner you'll free yourself from old limits. The faster you take full responsibility, the faster you take back full control of your life. And one day, as you look back, you'll realize every great change began with one decision. The decision that you would stop blaming, that you would stop making excuses, that you would rise and write the next chapter of your life with your own hands, your whole heart, and relentless action. If you've ever wondered why some people reach mastery in their field while most remain average, the answer isn't natural talent. It lies in something deceptively simple: deliberate repetition. And I say this not to sound poetic or cliche, but because I've witnessed it, lived it, and guided many people toward becoming their best selves through a single principle: repeat the right thing over and over until you master it without even thinking. You may be enthusiastic about something once, but only when you commit to doing it every day, even without the excitement, do you begin to approach mastery. Because a master is not someone who was the best from the beginning. A master is someone who didn't stop at the 10th try, who didn't quit on the 50th attempt, and who kept going even after the 1000th repetition. Repetition is where real training begins.